We are getting siding on the side of the house now. We just started on the garage. I'll get the camera set up out there. I'll take a look at it, and then wiring. The upstairs is pretty much done. I went through and put all these drivers together for all these Keystone lights that are going in the great room. I still have a couple more to do in the pantry, and then we've got a couple odds and ends to do. The electricians are wrapping up just a few things downstairs, and then we'll take over the rest. And the plumber's been hard at work. So washer, dryer, that's all the goodies for that. All right. So that's how you run Romex to your ICFs. Take some type of skill saw. I'm using an angle grinder with a concrete blade on it. Slice a channel through the ICFs on the designated height that you want. You might have to take a tool, like this dandy Case IH pry bar we got here, and I pop the plastic tabs in between each one just to give a little more space. Then just take the Romex, lay it flat, and just carefully shove it in. Don't do too hard because you don't want to peel the insulation off of it. Don't want to damage it. Just push it in nice and tight all the way down to the concrete. And then when it comes time to sheetrock, we'll lay some sheetrock on here, cut out the holes, and then put the little boxes in that have the tabs that flip up and hold themselves to the sheetrock. It's not the most convenient way to put electrical into your wall, but the benefits of ICF I think outweigh it, so we'll see. Update on the fireplace. Cut an access door, so that way in our cabinets we're gonna have here, I can pull a side panel off, open the doors and climb inside and go in. And that way if for some reason I need to access the electrical or the fan I'm gonna have there, it's gonna push air downstairs, it's right there. So that way I'm not going, how am I gonna get in there when something goes wrong? Make sense? I hope so. So this right here, this is what feeds the hot air from the fireplace to it's gonna be downstairs. So I'm gonna poke a hole in the floor and I'll have a vent down there. I'll have an inline 6-inch duct fan right here that'll run, probably just one speed, and that'll be inside here. So that'll pull the hot air out of this chamber up and down and around. They have a kit, but it was kind of expensive, so I'm doing it my way. It's a little bit cheaper. Then this one right here, that's the combustion air tube. So that's 6-inch and that runs up, transitions to insulated tubing, goes around, drops out the soffit where there's a big screen there that will pull air for the combustion air from the outside. The guys are up top working on the chase. That's the chimney square that goes on top. So they're getting that set up right now. The last line is this one right here, which I didn't realize we had to have too. This 4-inch line, which runs around right here. Not insulated, but this box is gonna get hot. The hot air, this is a double-walled chimney chute. So what happens is as the hot air rises and warms up, it'll create a vacuum around the outside of this, which is then ran into this box and then pulled from here. So it'll pull cool air from outside through the inner chamber, not the inner, but the outer chamber, up the chute. So that way it keeps it from being super hot and burning your house down. All important steps. So kind of cool. Never done this before. It's been kind of fun to mess with. I would have insulated that one, but I was a little nervous about running insulated plastic 4-inch around this area just because I don't know how hot that's going to get. So I figure with all the blown insulation up top, they're going to have the like R60 value on top, all that. So it's pretty much going to be insulated regardless. Make sense? Cool. We're still waiting on the roof. It's absolutely ridiculous how long it's taken him to get here. It's been 2 months we've been ready for this roof. He was supposed to be here yesterday. He's not. Hopefully going to come today. I don't know. It's getting later. I just don't know if it's going to show. But the guys are running out of things to do. But you don't want. You want them to have things to do. So hopefully that roof comes. We have some extra siding that's going to come in, but they finished up putting the trim on the corners. So that looks real good. When we finally get done with the siding, there'll be some scrap pieces, and we're going to run that all along the bottom of these ICFs, just down to the dirt. I don't care. I'm just going to run it right into the ground. That's fine. It'll take decades before it gets any type of rust or corrosion on it. And if that happens, I can paint and tar it. So anyways, looking really good here. Really good. And yep. Gonna be finding these for the next couple decades. Fun stuff. At least we have a tire changer on the farm. It's getting to be that time of the day. Sun is setting. Sweetgrass Hills are glowing. Rocky Mountain front. Hard to see with the angle lens that's on this camera, but beautiful. I got myself a plug here. here's my chase. We just fabbed this up, and this is just a temporary plug. There we go. What do you guys think? So, the question is, do we cover it in rock, or do we just put siding on the side of it and make it white? Or do we make it black like the roof's gonna be? I don't know yet. All I know is there's probably 60 square feet right there that needs to be covered, and 10 to 15 bucks a square foot, and all of a sudden you got another $1,000. So, I don't know. We've kind of got to the point where we're like doing stuff maybe a little cheaper if possible. That does look good. I can't wait to fire that fireplace up. There is a big basket that's gonna go on top of that for the final cap of the chimney chute, so, but I've got it set to the right height, so it's the correct elevation above the roof line, so when it works out and the wind blows, I'll have great drafting. All right, should we call it an early day? I think so. Let's go home. Oh yeah, as you can tell, the roofing has not showed up yet. So it was Friday, then they said it was gonna be Monday, now it's Tuesday, and they said it was gonna be here. Tomorrow. All right, let's take a peek downstairs and see how all the HVAC's going. This mechanical room's looking a lot more like a mechanical room, isn't it? Here's the furnace, and it goes exactly where I thought it would go. So originally we were thinking about maybe moving over in that corner, but he said he'll be able to make it work here, so that's good, because I prefer it to be here, because the gas is right there, and that's a lot simpler to move stuff. They've been assembling a lot of the ductwork, a lot of the plenums, just kind of getting it all figured out, laid out. All the holes are cut. As you can see, they got all this laid in here. Vent holes for upstairs, all around throughout the entire floor. So today, I think the plan is to start putting all that in. We'll get a chunk of it done today. We've got the heaters working, heating the basement up. I've been hanging out upstairs, and I think that's where I'm gonna be today. Well, let's go up. So in our garage, we've got the staircase that goes to the bonus room, which is the glorified attic at this point. And there's gonna be a door right here we open up, come through into here. This is what I spent time doing yesterday. Built myself attic highways. So, if you need to access the sunroom or the kitchen area, you can take that plank over there and get to that. And then down here, this will take you down to the other side of the house through this tiny crawl space here, where you gotta crawl like this. But you know why I did this? So you're not stomping all over all the blown insulation, which is gonna be, 15, 18 inches tall under here. So then you get to this end over here, turn up here. Leg Arms did this in his house, and I thought that's a great idea. I'll do it in mine. So that way you can get both sides of the house through this walkway. For whatever reason, you might have to do that in the future. I'm sure there'll be a reason. And it's a great way to burn up all that extra scrap wood we've got. So I'll just chop in every little piece I could find and splicing it in. Cool beans. Hey guys, welcome back. So we got, finally, 2 months. Took a little over 2 months of waiting. They finally have the roof. So, truck's right there. They've got a crimper in there. It's a machine that's gonna roll out, I guess we call it a crimper, rolls out the sheets out of a spool and cuts them to length, crimps the ridges and everything. It's pretty sweet. So I'll go show you guys that in a second here. So we're gonna go get as much done as we can. They're gonna get a whole pile of it on the ground, and then from there start the process of running up and down and getting that roof on. We've been really fortunate with the way this weather's been for the roof. Could have been snowing, could have been nasty, could be super slippery right now, freezing cold, but I think we're gonna have some nice weather, so we'll get this on. So this roofing is 1 inch standing seam. So what it means is when they put it down, they'll put nails down in these grooves. They're slotted because this metal is going to expand and contract depending on the sunlight, obviously being black too. So there has to have a place for the sheet to be able to slide back and forth just a little bit, so that way it doesn't pull the screws out. And then the other benefit of this is there's no screws. No screws visible the entire thing. So there's no worrying about climbing up in 10 years and changing out all those washers and screws like you guys all do. We've never done that. Anyways, don't have to do that. It is a little more expensive than those, but this is gonna last the test of time. So, beautiful. and it's 26 gauge, so it should stand most hailstones. It's unlikely you'd get a really bad dent, but you know, you get up to that Mandarin, what softball, well, not quite softball, baseball size, you're getting in that area if we ever get those kind of hailstorms, which more than likely we will. It's pretty hard to not dent some, so we'll just, you know, collect insurance when that happens, hopefully, if they pay. So if you look right here, he's got a big coil of the black roofing, and it wraps around, comes around inside there, and inside that whole unit is all the crimping tools, and he's running one out right now. It's like a printer. So there's a sensor right below underneath, and it senses when the sheet's sitting there, and it doesn't start another one until he's pulled this one off. So if you watch, he takes this yet right there. So it says, hey, I'm open, start again, and then it runs. This is where it's at every day. I'll be able to watch the sunset in the west over here. And if I get up early enough, sunrise over here. Be beautiful. So, in evenings like this in the summertime, we'll have our patio here with the concrete, some tables and lounge chairs and whatnot. And we'll be able to hang out, sip our tea, coffee, whatever it may be, and watch that sun dip behind the Rocky Mountains. And in the morning, if I'm up, go to the sunroom, drink some coffee, and watch that sun poke up over there. It's gonna be beautiful. It's a beautiful morning. It is a great time to be putting on the roof finally. No frost, thank goodness, because I would not be standing here if there was frost. I would be down there. We got the first 2 sheets on, and we're gonna start working across all this roof. We are short a couple sheets, but we'll see how far we get. Should be a ways. I'm gonna help where I can. Got my Milwaukee. Let's roll. Check it out. That's a lot of black, isn't it? So in the summertime, everyone's like, why did you do a black roof? It's gonna be so hot. And in the wintertime, everyone's gonna be like, you should have done a black roof because it'll help heat your house. It's all good. We like the black. It's bold, it looks nice. This roof should last forever. It locks in so tight. Still gotta do the ridge caps. I just finished punching through some vents. I got 2, one on that side, one on that side. The plumber conveniently combined everything into 2 systems. So there's a 3-inch on one side and a 3-inch there. This is really slippery, by the way. You gotta be kind of careful, but so I went ahead and moved it to this side of the house, because that side of the house, if you were ever to slip, you're going down like 25 feet. This side of the house, if you got to come up here to defrost this thing, there's this nice spot here that's not so steep, and then you get down there, there's only like a 12-foot fall. So I figured this side's better. Same with that one over there. That was supposed to be on the other side of the roof, and I went ahead and moved it to this side of the roof for that same reason. So a little safer down the road. If for some reason I have to get on this roof and clean those in the middle of winter, we'll see. And then there's this mess. Yeah, I know. I'm not excited about that either, but there wasn't much we could do about it. That one back there's the boiler for the floor, in-floor heat. That middle one is the instant hot water, and this one right here is the forced air for the upstairs. Those are all the exhausts. They're on the upper end with the downwind. All the intakes will be here, and I've got elbows to go on each one of them with screens to stop bugs and stuff from getting in them. I got to finish putting all the caps on to seal them all. I know a lot of people are, why'd you run those out of your roof? You could run those out of your side of your house. The problem is, the way we designed this house, that entire side is rocked. I didn't want a whole bunch of vents sticking out right there too, right in the middle of where you're at with this patio and everything, getting fumes swirling in here and whatnot. And the other wall was so far that way and that way, it just made sense to go through the roof. But I'll put enough silicone on. We'll be golden. All right, we're sealed up. Now to put the caps on them, and we're good. Got the roofing finally done. Bring on the rain and snow. We were ready for that. Oh, we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I also want to mention, too, you saw us writing on the walls with scripture. It's our way of dedicating this house to the things of the Lord. Hopefully that down the road will raise up a generation of God-fearing kids. And also just to show our faith and our dedication to serving the Lord. So I hope you guys appreciated that and understand that a little bit. Anyways, there'll be more videos to come, so I hope you guys stay tuned, and let's get to it. All right, God bless. Take care.